Okay. Hello and welcome into the Knicks-Verse. My name is George, and if this is your first time here, or you've been here before but haven't subscribed yet, please do so, along with hitting that thumbs up button for me and dropping your comments. Love to hear all the comments. I try to read them all. They help me tremendously. All right, so this is a late night edition of Into the Knicks-Verse. It's a coaching search update. A lot of news came out today about a lot of other coaches that the Knicks are kicking the tires on. Coaches that actually have jobs. And the Knicks are getting denied permission to talk to coaches left and right. Is this unusual? No, it's not. It's not at all. Not at all. But it's making the national media lose its shit, which is, I find, hilarious. I find it completely, utterly hilarious. When you think about how long it takes for most of these franchises, I mean, the Suns took 7 weeks, right, to hire their coach. I think when Leon did the search initially back in 2020, I think that took like about almost a month and a half. Even then, Leon knew the Thibs was his guy, but he had to do his due diligence, and the due diligence is getting undue backlash from the media and I think some fans as well. And it's just from people who just have, fans are just nervous because we're nervous. But in terms of people who are Knicks haters, they're just jumping on this. But I don't care. I don't care. What matters is they find the right guy, the right person. Could be a woman. I don't even care, honestly. It could be a woman. They just have to find the right person. It'd be hilarious if it was Becky Hammond. That would be a trip. We're going to get into it. Let's keep going. First, I want to share a couple of tweets here that I find really interesting. The trilogy, James L. Edwards III from the New York Times and The Athletic put this out. Per league sources, Knicks know they're the only vacancy right now. Don't feel the need to rush, and that's why you see them canvassing the league, seeing who is available and who isn't. That might explain the noise the last few days. And then below that, Knicks Feed and the Big Steppers put this out. It's a quote from Steve Popper from, I think, his article. Another league source said the Knicks' request for permission to speak to the 3 employed coaches is just due diligence, gathering intel and compiling a complete list of potential candidates. Totally fine. Seems totally reasonable. If the Knicks had gone out and just hired whoever was the first coach available, media would have slammed them. Fans would have lost their shit. Well, you didn't even look at this guy. You didn't look at this guy. Now that they're doing all that, it's making everyone else nervous as well. You can't win. There's no winning in this situation, except this is a winning situation. It's actually the reality. Looking at every candidate and seeing the pluses and minuses that they have, or even they're not even necessarily available candidates either. But it's good to look at the coaches that are coaching in the league right now. And it's good to expand the search elsewhere. Let's keep going. Steve Popper himself, this is a little update on the Jason Kidd situation. Mark Stein, down below, it says, I'll read the below one first. The Knicks have now formally requested permission to speak to Mavericks coach Jason Kidd, and the request was denied by Dallas. League sources tell the Stein line. And then Popper retweets this. He says, Stein knows the Mavs better than anyone. Interestingly, I've heard that despite this roadblock coming, some in the Knicks organization believe the first no is not the end of pursuit of Kidd. I'm going to say a few things about Jason Kidd here. If after the Knicks exhaust their search and they decide Kidd is the guy they really want, he's like the perfect guy for them, Jason Kidd could go to management and say, hey, let's work out a deal or I will just resign. Meaning you guys can get at least a second round pick out of this or I'm going to resign. Because he knows he's going to have the Knicks job. There's back channels, this whole thing requesting to talk. That's just formalities. Back channels happen all the time. I'm sure Jason Kidd has an agent. Leon Rose was an agent. He probably has all kinds of back channel contacts with everyone in the entire NBA world. So he can find out, and money's not necessarily going to be an issue. The ones who'll end up losing are the Mavs if Jason Kidd just resigns and then takes the Knicks job, which can happen. It can happen. So they have to play this a little carefully. It depends on whether Jason Kidd really wants the job or not. I have a feeling he does, which is why we've been hearing so much about him lately. Now, is he the best candidate? We're going to get into that later. But obviously, he is a candidate that Leon and company are really interested in. And then guess what? Tom Thibodeau made a sighting. I did not even know Tom Thibodeau had a Twitter account. Very graciously, he thanked New York. It was a beautifully written statement here. He says, "To the best city in the world with the best fans in the world, thank you. When I was hired in 2020, I said this was my dream job. I'm grateful that dream became a reality. Thank you to our players and coaching staff who gave everything they had, and to everyone who makes this franchise special. I'm proud of everything we accomplished together, including 4 playoff appearances and this year's run to the Eastern Conference Finals, our first in 25 years. Nice little dig there. And to the fans, thank you for believing in me and embracing me from day one. Watching you support our team and seeing the Garden ignite with the incomparable Knicks energy is something I will never forget. With gratitude and respect, Tom Thibodeau." Beautiful. I really, that's a beautifully written statement. And you know what, man? I know I had a lot of issues with you over the years, but those first couple of years were fabulous. The way you revamped the franchise, got us into the playoffs, turned Julius into an all-NBA player. I mean, all of that was fantastic. I mean, truly, I'll never forget that. You did. You helped, were a part of reigniting the fans' passion in this team. And it's like what happens. At some point, a new voice has to come in, and this is the time. In my opinion, it should have been before, but whatever. It happened now. I'm just happy that he has those $30 million to just go on vacation with for the rest of his life if he wants to, but he's probably not. He's probably going to end up getting a coaching job somewhere when other vacancies present themselves. He would be a tremendous candidate for places like Charlotte, places that need to establish a winning culture, and I hope he does get a job soon, or whatever, does whatever he wants to do, but not do media. I don't know if you ever remember him on SportsCenter or whatever. My God, it was frightening. So here, Daily News. Christian Winfield, he put this out. Knicks, okay, with coaching due diligence leading to denials, a source says. I'm going to read you a couple excerpts from this article. The Knicks are unbothered by the rejections. The News has learned. Internally, the outreach is viewed as routine due diligence, a necessary part of surveying the league's top coaching minds for what they still believe is the most coveted job in basketball. Failing to explore those options, team officials believe, would be a failure of the process. And Snyder, Kidd, Udoka, and Finch all have qualities the Knicks are looking for in their next coaching candidate, according to a league source. Okay. And then here with Jordan Ott, who went to the Suns, off the board, and Snyder, Kidd, Udoka, and Finch all unavailable, former Knicks assistant Johnny Bryant remains a top candidate. So are several experienced coaches who were let go during the season, including Mike Brown from Sacramento, Mike Malone. His name resurfaced, even though he's like a younger Thibs version, but he does have a championship. Big difference. Mike Budenholzer, another championship coach who was let go from Phoenix, and that's the job that Ott got. And Taylor Jenkins of Memphis. Interesting. So Taylor Jenkins, he's a guy, I got to do some more research on him. He's interesting. But look, Mike Brown is an interesting idea in terms of offense. He's obviously fantastic at running very diverse offense, an NBA offense, a modern offense, And at the same time, he knows how to maximize a big man and a point guard. Like he had at Sacramento. He's had, I mean, even when he was with the Lakers, I mean, he knows how to deal with that, the pick and roll. He could be interesting. He could bring a really dynamic offense to the Knicks. But he's never won. He's never won as a head coach himself. But he's been part of tremendous programs, Golden State, the Lakers, and he helped revamp Sacramento, helped them get into the playoffs. I think it was the first season that he was coaching there. He's interesting. And then below, Malone and Budenholzer notably won championships in their respective markets. So there you go. Knicks are cool. They don't care that they're catching all this flack for doing the due diligence. They're very shrewdly approaching this, and I like the way they're doing it. And here we go. Another name, Mike Woodson. Mike Woodson as Knicks coach again? According to New York Basketball here. Interesting. Ian Begley. Oh, this was on Knicks Film School. Ian was on there with Macri, and he said, very strong relationship with Leon. Wes. I'd be surprised if didn't at least have a conversation. I think he and James Dolan are on good terms. Wild card. Another one that's at least on my mind. So Ian Begley is the one who put forth Mike Woodson. Mike Woodson, when he was the coach of the Knicks, they won. They had a 580 winning percentage. They won 109 games, 79 losses. He took them to the playoffs twice, and he was there. He was the coach of the 2012-2013 Melo's year. Interesting. I mean, he was the assistant coach for Thibs in the first season in 2020-21 before he went to Indiana to become the head coach there. Hasn't had much success at Indiana. It's interesting. I'm on the fence about him, but kick the tires. Stephen Bondi tweeted this out. The Knicks were denied permission by the Bulls to interview Billy Donovan. Another new name. All right, a source confirms. Heard Bulls owner Michael Reisendorf made the decision and the franchise values Donovan. Interesting. And Casey Johnson, he was the one who actually had the news first, and I got his tweet here. The Knicks requested permission to speak to Billy Donovan for their coaching vacancy, but were denied per sources. The Bulls value Donovan highly for his coaching acumen, communication skills, and the ability to connect with players and all members of the organization. Hey, look, Billy Donovan is a fantastic coach. He's a brilliant basketball mind. He won 2 NCAA championships at University of Florida with the Gators. He coached the OKC, the Thunder, I think he got him to the finals in his first season there in 2015. And he has a overall 548 winning percentage for his career. It was 608 with OKC in his 5 years there, but his 5 years with the Bulls haven't been as successful. He has just shy of a 500 winning percentage. It's 195 wins to 205 losses. That's a 488 winning percentage. Only been to the playoffs one time with them, and it was a gentleman's sweep in the first round. He definitely has not had much success with the Bulls, but the Bulls, the roster they assembled was pretty odd, and then he also had to deal with the Lonzo Ball injury. He was gone for 2 years. Remember when Lonzo Ball signed with the Bulls in that first season, and they had Zach LaVine, I forgot who else, a couple other players, and that team was doing very well that season. He had a 561 winning percentage. They won 46 games, 36 losses. But then, and they were actually, I think they were leading the East at that point, midway through the season. But then Lonzo got hurt, and that just completely destroyed all hopes for the Bulls right there. Which Lonzo Ball could be available. Actually, I already reported on that he is available potentially for a trade in the offseason. Something the Knicks should look into. Let's keep going here. Speaking of the man, Ian Begley, Mr. Mike Woodson. As Knicks get denied permission to talk to current head coaches, Quinn Snyder is the latest per ESPN. The club continues to seek info on who is and who isn't available as they search for next head coach. Out-of-work head coaches and assistants are also being considered. Nice. Good. Look at everybody. I'm sure Leon already has his number one guy. But this is about making sure, in case you can't get that number one guy, you have an excellent 1B guy. And then New York Basketball, once again, great account, tweets this out. And I'm putting this up here because this is basically picking up the Daily News article. Because I want to talk about Johnny Bryant a bit here. Johnny Bryant remains a top candidate for Knicks head coach job, reports Chris Splashed. No active competition for candidates. Knicks prepared to wait, evaluate every possible path. Other names are Mike Brown, Malone, Budenholzer, Jenkins, which we talked about. All right. If it were my choice solely, I would go with a college coach like Danny Hurley. And I know everyone freaked out about that suggestion, and they said, oh, Danny Hurley turned it down. I don't believe it. I just don't believe it. And the reason I like him particularly is he has the energy to lead this team. And he is a winner. And his offenses that he runs with UConn in college are 10 times more diverse and exciting than even offenses that Thibs ran with the Knicks. And the other thing is, what if you strike gold with this guy, and then now you have him for 5-10 years? You have your own Eric Spoelstra now, where other teams, other players will want to come and play for him. He'll definitely have to tone down his sideline antics and have to deal with basically coaching men as opposed to young college guys. So that would be my number one choice. I'd be willing to take that risk because, in my opinion, here's my opinion about this job. And the next coach of the Knicks will be coaching next June in the finals. That, I believe wholeheartedly, the Knicks were just 2 wins away from playing right now. And look, Pacers just beat OKC, I believe. I think they were just, right before I started recording, they were like winning with just a few seconds left. And now they're up 2-1. So that's how close the Knicks were. And Leon is going to keep enhancing this roster. And and it's already been reported, he's going to be aggressive in the offseason. So the next coach is going to be handed a roster that's even better and more balanced than the roster that Thibs had this year that just missed. If it weren't for a crazy bounce in that game 1, things could have been very different. And also the game 2 situation. Also the non-goaltending call. Come on. There was a lot of things that went wrong for the Knicks in that Pacers series. That's how close this team is. And the fact, and they let Thibs go because they believe they're that close, and they believed also that Thibs wasn't the guy to get them over the top. Any of these other coaches are going to get these Knicks over the top. Any of the coaches that the Knicks decide upon. Let's be clear about that. I have faith in their ability to judge coaching talent. So in that respect, that's what I'm saying. I'm not saying anybody. You can't just grab a guy from the bodega down the corner and make him coach. Though you never know. You never know. But I think this job is so plumb that you can have a brilliant college coach turn this into a championship winning team. Same thing goes for Johnny Bryant, in my opinion. Johnny Bryant, and on top of that, he knows the NBA game inside and out. He already fits with New York. He's been here. He has a relationship with everybody. He has a relationship with Jalen Brunson. He would be a fantastic candidate. Also would be exciting to get a guy who could be like a Spoelstra, who was an assistant working in he was working in the video room, when he first started as a young assistant coach. Spoelstra worked his way up, and now he's considered the best coach in the NBA. Johnny Bryant could become a guy like that. So I like him. I'm glad they're keeping him around in the discussion. I hope at some point Once I wonder when they're going to actually start interviewing some of the candidates that actually are available, because obviously the ones that have coaching jobs, you have to go through, officially interview them. You have to go through the teams, and they've been shut down. But don't forget the Steve Popper mention here that the Knicks organization believe the first no is not the end of pursuit. Now, they're referring to Jason Kidd here, but I'm sure they feel that way about almost any candidate at this point. You just put enough pressure, dangle enough carrots, maybe an organization will turn around and be like, you know what? Okay, you can talk to them. But it also will take the coaches themselves to say, I'm interested in hearing what the Knicks have to say. So at this point, my top choice would be, well, I already said it, Danny Hurley. But there's I thought today might be some more news about that. Nothing has popped up. We'll have to wait and see on that. But Johnny Bryant at this point, I think, is a fantastic candidate for this team. I'm totally behind him taking over the reins. He's already been here. He knows the vibe of the Knicks. He just feels like a great fit. And he's young. And he understands, like I said before, the modern game in a way that a lot of other coaches maybe got a little stale. I don't know. Like, I'd rather have Johnny Bryant over a Taylor Jenkins or over a Budenholzer. Even Mike Brown is an interesting idea just because of his offensive acumen, which definitely, even though the Knicks defense was an issue most of the season, really it's the offense that needs to be juiced. The defense is going to be there, especially a second season of if you bring a lot of these guys back, their defense is going to improve, and their defense did improve in the playoffs. So I got a feeling that it's going to take a while for this coaching decision to be made. It lasts all the way through Summer League. So we may be looking at another month of this. So stay patient. Stay hopeful. I don't think that we're in any danger. Nothing was messed up. Nothing screwed up. Nothing whatsoever. This is being handled in the proper fashion. I mean, think about your own jobs. I mean, I don't know. I've had jobs where I've had to interview 4 times for people over like several months, sometimes 6 months for jobs. I mean, that's just the way it is now. The days of one interview, 20-minute interview, okay, you're hired, are over. I mean, maybe, if it's to be a fry cook or something in McDonald's or something like that, I don't know. But, any job of real, competition and significance is going to take a while to find somebody. So stay patient, and I'll just keep on, trying to find out as much as I can about what's going on with the Knicks coach search. But I do love this approach of expanding the search and being patient and doing their due diligence and not being bothered by getting denied to talk to coaches that already are on other teams right now. So we'll see. All right. Thank you so much for watching this. Again, my name is George. Please subscribe. Follow me on social media. Hit the thumbs up button for me. Turn on the notification bell on YouTube so you are alerted when I drop a new video or go live. I was thinking about going live tonight, but it was getting a little too late. But I probably will go live at some point this week. So I will see you around the Knicks-Verse. Let's go.